Hi guys, we're one day closer to the Miss Supranational 2025 experience and one super chat episode closer to the Miss Supranational 2025 experience. I'm Ivan, and tonight I'm honored to be joined by Miss Supranational New Zealand, Raveline,
Hello.
Savannah from Namibia, hello,
Hello.
Caroline from the Democratic Republic of the Congo,
Hello.
Julie from Norway,
Hi.
Valentina representing Ghana,
Hello.
Shanti from Curacao, hello,
Hi.
Tracy from the Cayman Islands, hello.
Hello.
Ladies, tonight, pretty much like in the previous episodes with your fellow candidates, first we will ask you to introduce yourselves, what everything is interesting and exciting for our super audience to know about you. You're welcome to share. We will then discuss a couple of your life stories, and last but not least, the situation with modern day pageantry and how people perceive or sometimes misperceive it. Let me remind our audience that before we start, please make sure you've downloaded the Miss Supranational app and voted for your favorite candidate. The voting link is in the description box below the video. And also, please don't forget to subscribe to the Miss and Mr. Supranational official YouTube channel and press the bell button. Now it's time to start. Tracy from Cayman Islands, so great to meet you. Thank you for joining us tonight. Can you please introduce yourself to our supranational audience?
Thank you for having me. I'm Tracy Carolina Campbell, and I'm Miss Supranational Cayman Islands. I'm so proud to be here. So thank you for having me, Ivan. I am a student, model, athlete, and advocate turned beauty queen, and I was born and raised here in the Cayman Islands, and it's an honor to be able to represent my islands on the international stage. A little bit about me is that I have been playing sports my whole life. So finally being able to transition into a new playing field. So it's pretty exciting. I've been playing football and softball, and I've also recently picked up Muay Thai alongside weight training because we love a multifaceted queen, right? I've also have an adventurous and curious spirit, so I love to travel. Also, being bilingual and multicultural also fuels my desire to travel the world. I am a island girl, so I have a deep connection to nature. So I make it a priority of mine to go to the beach as often as possible. I'm also a proud animal lover with two pets, a dog and a rabbit, and I promise they get along. And aside from adventure and sport, I dedicate my time to volunteering with multiple organizations here in the Cayman Islands to raise awareness for their causes while also advocating for my cause, Health is Wealth, which is an initiative I've started to be able to educate our youth the importance of holistic health in our everyday life and how important it is to build that foundation for our future generations. So that is a little about me, and I'm really excited to have this opportunity with the Miss Supranational organization.
Thank you, Tracy. It's an honor to have you here with us, and it's going to be a little bit more about you very soon. Yeah, see you soon. Caroline, representing Democratic Republic of Congo. Nice to meet you. Thank you for your time today. Please introduce yourself.
So I'm Caroline. I'm from DRC, Democratic Republic of Congo. I am 28 and I live in Belgium with my family. And I'm very happy to be with you today to chat about my experience, my journey in pageantry, and yeah.
Thank you very much for this intro, Caroline, and welcome to the Super Family. Excited to learn more about you a little bit later.
Thank you very much.
Shanti from Curacao, nice to meet you, and we're excited to get to know you a little bit better. Could you please introduce yourself?
Nice to meet you as well, Ivan. Hello, everyone. I'm Kushanti Lehitu, 24 years old, representing the beautiful island of Curacao. Fun fact, even though I come from a paradise full of amazing creatures and beautiful natures, I am literally extremely terrified of almost every animal. But when a
Hmm.
supranational organization visited Curacao, we had to go swimming with dolphins. And I actually conquered a little of my fears, so I will say that I'm making progress. I've been involved in pageants since I was 17 years old, and I represented the Netherlands internationally. And I'm grateful to say that I have won that pageant, Miss Teenager Universe. And I see you looking, Ivan. You heard it good. I said the Netherlands because my journey began when my father had a motorcycle accident in Curacao when my mom was pregnant with me, which left him paralyzed. And due to the lack of medical care back then in Curacao. I'm grateful to say that they have developed now, but then unfortunately my parents had to move to the Netherlands, and that's where I was born. So I have been living in two worlds. Um, from Curacao, I have inherited a great sense of community and hospitality, where people uplift and support each other. So just a very warm feeling. And from in the Netherlands, I have a great sense of directness and also independence that learned me to speak my mind and to go after what I want. And I think that contributed to the fact that I am a professional social worker nowadays, specialized in youth. I work with unaccompanied asylum seekers, where we empower them and learn them to be self-sufficient. And I live with the belief that even a small change, small action of me can lead to life-changing event for somebody else. And that's also the reason why I have started my from the ground up project in Curacao, empowering refugee youth, but also changing public perception. And I believe that we as a island have developed a lot, but in this specific team, there is still so much more that we can do. And that's also why I decided to participate in the Supranational pageant, because Supranational says it all, going beyond borders. And I believe with this platform, I will be able to advocate for what I believe in. And a part of that, I will also be able to meet amazing girls and make a lot of connections. So I'm super happy to be here.
For sure. Thank you very much, Shanti, for such a great introduction. And we're happy that you're with us this year.
Thank you, Ivan.
And here we have Na from Ghana. Na, thank you very much for joining. Welcome to the Super family. Can you please introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Valentina Nati, 23 years old, and I am Miss Supranational Ghana 2025. One interesting fact about me is that I love local made food, and also I love children. Hence my project or initiative where I sew handmade uniforms for underprivileged children, not only in my country, but I'm hoping to pass it across the world. Thank you.
Very encouraging, and yeah, excited to know more about it. Thank you for joining us, Valentin. Savannah from Namibia, great to meet you. Thank you for joining us today. Could you please introduce yourself to this supranational audience?
Hello, I am Savannah Pereira. I'm Miss Supranational Namibia 2025. Beyond the crown, I'm a visual communicator and a brand strategist with a passion for shaping narratives. My journey has been anything but conventional. Being diagnosed with dyslexia at a young age left me in a world that often didn't understand minds that think differently. The traditional educational system also left me questioning my intelligence and my potential. However, I decided to not listen to the rules of what my brain could and could not do, and I decided to rewrite the narrative. So with a lot of determination, I learned how to work with my brain instead of against it, and today I'm living a dream I could only once dream of. This led me to starting Beyond the Dream, an initiative that focuses on raising awareness for neurodiversity and works with children who are neurodiverse, encouraging them to embrace their unique perspectives.
Wow, what an encouraging story. Thank you for sharing, Savannah. And we will get back to it later on. Meanwhile, welcome to the Super Chat and thank you for your introduction. Robin from New Zealand, welcome to the Super Chat. And thank you for joining us tonight and thank you for your time. We have a huge time difference with New Zealand, as we've just found out, 12 hours. So thank you very much for taking your time and joining us tonight or today. Yeah, so could you please briefly introduce yourself, Robin?
Kia ora everyone, kia ora Ivan. It is such an honor to be here, especially seeing you face to face, as well as being amongst with some of my Supra sisters and you guys, the Supra fans. I'm Robin Milford. I am 27 years old, proudly representing New Zealand. Growing up, I was known to be a bit of an adrenaline junkie or a thrill seeker. I love to keep my adrenaline going, whether it's through bungee jumping off a bridge or to be on stage. Anything that can get my adrenaline going, I will do it. I am known to be a big kid at heart who likes to challenge herself, but also to explore herself. Throughout my years, I've done a variety of different hobbies, such as sports, learning guitar, and even do ballet. Those skills made me learn about the importance of protecting not only my country, but my fellow Kiwis. Hence why I graduated with a degree in security studies and defense at Massey University, and now I have a flourishing career as a security officer. Fun fact, only 18% are women in the security industry here in New Zealand, and I am very proud to be one of them.
Wow.
I am so excited to be here at this Miss Supranational experience, not only to explore myself, but along with my Supra sisters, to empower each other, but also explore the beauty of Malapolska.
Wow, impressive. Thank you very much, Ravlin, and welcome to the Super family.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Julie Marie from Norway. Hi, Julie Marie. Great to meet you. Thanks for joining us in this episode of Super Chat. And it's so great to have Norway back to the Super family. So welcome. Could you please briefly introduce yourself?
Thank you, Ivan. I'm so happy to be here. My name is Julie Marie Tollefsen. I'm 29 years old from the capital of Norway, Oslo. And I'm yours truly, Miss Supranational Norway 2025. I work as a fashion designer here in Norway, but I'm also a makeup artist. So my From the Ground Community Service initiative is something that I've called Julie Salon, which is that I visit nursing homes in my local community and provide free of charge makeup and beauty treatments for the elderly. And it's such a great way of giving back. It's one of the smaller initiatives I've been working on, but it's really something I love to do, and I've been doing it for 2 years. And it really showcases that even small actions can bring so much joy. Being from Oslo, I've always been surrounded by nature, and it's been so important to me. I'm skiing in the winters, hiking in the summers. Even my kindergarten had its own skiing facility. So I am here today to prove the rumors right, that we Norwegians in fact are born with skis on our feet.
Nice to meet you, Julie Marie, and thanks for sharing these exciting facts about you. Thank you for your introductions, ladies. Let me say one thing before we get down to the next block. When we were reading your life stories, we laughed, we cried, we related to them. All of them are really touching. So now it's time for you to share your life stories, not only with us, the Miss Supranational organization, but with super fans around the world. Tracy from Cayman Islands, let's talk a little bit about your multicultural roots, as you already mentioned in your introduction. Could you please share a bit more about that and how it shaped you to be the woman you are today?
So I come from a very diverse background. Call me full West Indian if you want, but I have a Jamaican dad and a Honduran mom. My mom migrated here about 20 years ago to be able to explore and try new things here in the Cayman Islands. And my dad has been living here for 40 years. He moved here with the opportunity to work for our local airline, Cayman Airways, and he's been dedicated to serving that company ever since. And both of my parents being from another country, migrating here to the Cayman Islands, they saw the beauty and the potential of this country and were able to call it home. And I'm so blessed that they chose this wonderful country to have me. And I've been here calling it home ever since. Having these two parents from two very different backgrounds is such an honor and humbling experience. I spent most of my childhood traveling between both Jamaica and Honduras, and it's been able to teach me to be compassionate and to be understanding of other situations, and to really understand that you really never know what somebody is going through. So having these multicultural ties in my bloodline has only told me to appreciate what I have and to understand that there's people from different countries, and I can only be able to kind of understand and see what they are also experiencing. So I really have a big sense of understanding, especially with all my mixed roots in my blood.
Yeah, sure. Thank you for sharing this. And let's discuss another facet of yours. You mentioned that you have developed a love for competition and traveling since the age of
Mhm.
12. Tell us a bit more about that.
Since I watched my first World Cup in 2006, I have been in love with the sport of football. I am a big Manchester United fan. Can no one take that from me ever? But since learning about sports, I was able to find out I'm pretty athletic. So I thrive really well in any type of challenge you put me in. But my favorites are football and softball, and I have been committed to staying active. And it's been really helpful for my mental health, especially as a kid. You know, that was a really good outlet for me, especially facing challenges in my everyday life. And as I got older, I was always active, continued playing sports. I was able to travel internationally and represent my island super proudly. And as I turned 18, I found the field of pageantry. And that became my next sport. So I've been competed in 2 competitions, 3 actually, before actually winning this title of Miss Supranational Cayman Islands. And I didn't win my first competition. So that athlete mindset came right back to me and was just like, Tracy, are you really competing against these other girls or are you competing against yourself? And that is the mindset I came into when it came to pageants. So being that 12-year-old athlete playing football now into a beauty queen in high heels, only wanting to bettering myself is really what fueled me being here today.
Yeah, great story. Thank you for sharing it, Tracy. Caroline, Democratic Republic of Congo. Let's share some of your encouraging life stories with our audience. So, you said you have a strong entrepreneurial spirit.
Yes.
How did that enhance your life from a young age?
So I started entrepreneurship. I think I was 12 with my brother, my big brother, and we started selling like a snapback, at the time, and it showed me that we can be young and ambitious and create, and it gave me some motivation to go after my dreams because I discovered at that time that I can create, I can start and build something by myself, and it gave me a kind of resilience and a perseverance in my adult life. So yeah, this is what I can say today of that experience that I've had in my young age.
Wow, this is truly encouraging. Thank you for sharing this, Caroline. And there's another passion of yours that is very interesting, and I'm feel excited about to discuss, which is singing, right?
Yeah.
And singing was one of your passions, but well, unfortunately, you had to step away from pursuing music career after some difficult experience.
Mhm.
So, can you please tell us about this passion and some other passions in your life, because music is not your only passion as far as we know, and how do you keep them alive even when it is not necessarily possible to turn them into a career?
So I've started singing when I was only, I think, 11 or 12. First, at my church, I was singing at the choir in my church, and yeah, I discovered a very good passion. I have a sweet voice, and a lot of people around me at school were saying, "Yeah, you should sing more." And yeah, I started like that. As I remember, my first song, I was like 13, and I wrote my first song, and I started to go to the studio because I have a friend of
Uh-huh.
mine who was living next to my house, who had a studio at home, a home studio.
Mhm.
So I was going with my friends and singing, doing some cover, and yeah, and I've been in contact with a few manager, a producer, but it was very difficult because I was when I reached the age of 19, 20, school. I was at the I enter university, so it was very difficult to handle because it was very
Mm-hmm.
difficult with school, studying, the studio, the music. So I had
Understand.
to make a choice. And also, my father is very protective. So he said, no, 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 you should pursue your school, your degree. So I had to stop. And yeah, and I also, it wasn't easy because I'm a woman and the music industry is dominated by male. So it was a bit difficult, and I wasn't mature enough. I wasn't mature enough. Also, but we never know. Maybe I will, after this competition, it will open door for me for music. So I we never know. I'm very optimistic for the future, and we will see. But I still love singing. I do sometimes sing in my church and do some cover with my friends. Even at work, yeah, even at work, sometimes my colleague asks, "Yeah, Caroline, can you sing?" And I'm like there's
Mhm.
a fire starting in
Wow.
my heart. So yeah, music has always been one of my biggest passion ever, and I love to sing a lot. So I will never give up this passion. Never.
Thank you for sharing this, Caroline. And well, you never know what life has in stock for you, So yeah, it's
Really.
totally possible that this supernational experience will somehow be a platform to boost your career in music also. Let's see. Yeah, looking forward to meeting you in Poland soon.
Yeah, I'm excited. I will sing for you. All of you will be happy. I will sing every time karaoke.
Wow, excited about that. Shanti from Curacao, let's talk a little bit about your family again. You already mentioned your family story in your introduction, but yeah, let's talk a little bit more about this. You told us you always knew your family situation was different. So can we please get back to this topic? And could you please also tell us how this situation shaped you to become the person you are today?
Yes, of course. So, as I told you in my introduction, before that I was born, my father had a motorcycle accident, which actually left him paralyzed. And my mom, being pregnant of me at only 17 years old, they have experienced a lot of challenges. And they had to come to the Netherlands, start a new life, but also being able to rely on each other while raising a child, me. And although I didn't experience the accident, as a child, you know when your parents are going through a lot. You know when your parents are struggling. But what I adore what I adore of them is the fact that although they have been through so many things and life-changing events, they didn't let those things define them. Like my father, not being able to walk is it's a very big thing. It's literally going from walking, doing your things in daily life, from sitting in a wheelchair and have to adapt yourself. And I believe it's you have to be strong to be able to not let those things define you. And that's also what I did, knowing that I had those challenges, knowing that I had to take that leadership role to be there for them, but not letting those things make me who I am. It made me resilient. It made me determined. It made me to become the woman that I am today. I'm happy to say that after all their sacrifices, I'm able to say that I have a bachelor degree right now, and not only focusing on my life and growing myself, but being able to give back to community and helping to change lives. And all of those things I can do right now because of them, actually. So I'm very happy to say that the experience that my parents had made me such a strong and amazing woman. And I'm so grateful for them to have been able to give me such a good upbringing.
Yeah, thank you for sharing this personal story with us. It's really encouraging, and I believe many women watching this right now look up to you um, as their model. Thank you for sharing this. And
Thank you, Ivan.
also, Shanti, let's talk about your dreams. It's always great to be talking about
Ooh.
dreams. Um,
Yes.
so one of your dreams is to create an empowerment school. Um, could you tell us a story behind that?
Yes, of course. I have been living, or my upbringing has been in an underprivileged neighborhood, where I have seen that because of a lot of projects, but also community work, they can really make something in somebody spark and giving people a dream that they never had before. If I go back in time, I really love playing sports, but I really didn't know what was my passion. And I know that one day they had a community activity here where they were were playing field hockey, and I thought, oh, so much fun. So I entered the training. And sometimes in life, we as human beings don't see what we're good at. We don't see our talents, but they saw it in me, and they told me, okay, we see you're good in this, so maybe you have to keep on going with this, and we're going to enter you at a sport club. And they did, and eventually it became such a success that I played hockey on high level, and it was such a fun time in my life. I also went to a special high school to combine playing hockey and being able to train, but also educating myself. And that's why I believe that empowerment is such a great thing, and a lot of things can start there. And being a social worker, empowerment is one of the core values. So that's why at the end of the day, after working and gaining more and more knowledge, I really want to open my own school to be able to give back what I have got.
Thank you for sharing your life stories, Shanti. Valentina from Ghana, a couple of stories from your life that we would like to discuss today. As someone who describes herself as more introvert than extrovert, what was it like growing up in the family of 12?
Thank you. So, growing up in a family of 12 was amazing. But along the line, I had to move to go and stay with my mother because my mother is a policewoman. And because of the transfer here from this region to that region, I had to move from my daddy's place to my mom's place. So most of my siblings were with my daddy, and living with my mom, I was with her alone. So I didn't really get to have conversations and all that growing up. I didn't really have friends too growing up. So yeah, but I used to see my siblings most often, and I would say it was quite tough because I didn't like to talk at all. But being with them, you need to match the energy in the room. So yes, they made it fun, but I'm still an introvert though. So yeah.
I see. Well, thank you for sharing these, Valentin. And there's also one more sphere of your life that is very interesting. You are a businesswoman, having established your own fashion brand at a very young age. So, can you share with us thrill and the challenge of owning your own business? Just share your emotions about owning your own business.
Starting my fashion business, I'm doing this fashion business because I love it. I love it and I love what I do. I'm so passionate about it. I started with cutting little pieces of papers to actually deciding to do fashion designing and textiles in school. A lot of people criticized me because I decided to go to school for fashion designing. So I didn't let it get to me so much because I'm so much passionate about education. I know that education is key, and it's not only about fashion. The school teaches you a lot that you need to know. Also, the challenges that I went through was the fear of uncertainty. I was so much scared that this may happen. I may make this for a client and they may not like it. So sometimes I go to bed thinking, overthinking about it, sitting down, overthinking about it. That what if this person doesn't like this thing that I've done for them, this dress that I've done for them? What if the what ifs were so much that it took over my whole head? So I tried my best to overcome all those fears because I know that I'm doing this fashion business for life because I love it. So yeah, most of the challenges that I went through were fear of uncertainty and also funds. So I decided to hold on with my fashion business and work with a restaurant for some time. Then I gathered some money also. Then I got all the appropriate tools and equipment that I needed for my fashion business. And yes, here I am today. It's going on so well, and I'm so happy.
And we're happy for you. Thank you for encouraging story. Savannah, representing Namibia, time to share some of your life stories. You wrote to us that your family story is one of courage and perseverance. Can you tell us a little bit more about this?
Yes, so my family immigrated from Angola. My parents were both extremely young. My mum, I think she was around 7. My dad must have been maybe 10 years old. And my mum was fortunate enough to be able to live in a proper home. Her family had jobs when they came to Namibia, but my father did not. He grew up, most of his childhood was in a refugee camp. And he also had to leave school at a very young age to help support his family. And that, to me, it instilled such amazing values in me. I've become a very hardworking person for that, and I have a great appreciation for everything in life because nothing comes easy. And yeah, so they worked extremely hard to give me the life that they could once only dream of having for themselves.
Wow, very encouraging. And there's one more encouraging part of your life that we've already touched upon during your introduction. So could you please explain how living with a learning challenge that you've had led you to your proudest accomplishment?
So my proudest accomplishment is not only finishing at a traditional schooling system and obtaining my degree, but it's proving to myself that I am worthy and capable of my dreams. So when I went to varsity, just a little backstory, I decided not to tell anyone that I was neurodiverse because I needed to prove to myself that I was far more than a label that anybody put onto me. So I went through 4 years of university without disclosing this information, which also meant that nobody knew. Because I didn't disclose this information, it meant that I didn't get extra time in exams. So that is something that dyslexic people do get. You get extra time in exams to go through your papers, but I didn't take it. I took the risk and I decided, no, I want to go through it without a label. So I ended up finishing top 4 in my degree. And I did it without anybody knowing that I was dyslexic because I needed to prove to myself that I was more than that label. I wanted to be seen as just a normal person.
Wow, so encouraging. And thank you very much, Savannah, for sharing this story with us. I think you've just encouraged many, many people in their lives by just sharing this story. So thank you for that. Ravelin from New Zealand, time to share some of your life stories. Can you please tell us how living in a multicultural household shaped you into being the person you are today?
I grew up in a very diverse household with a Kiwi father, but also a Filipino mother. Funnily enough, I was considered to be like a postman between my parents because my mum didn't speak that much English or good English. So sometimes I had to be a translator or a messenger between the two parents. But growing up in a multicultural household taught me the importance of cultural understanding and respecting other people's cultures too, because we all can't live in a very diverse world. Living in a diverse world, it's important for us to respect each other's cultures and to know their values as well. Because at the end of the day, we all live under the same world, and it's important to embrace our own sense of cultures in order for us to live in a very positive environment.
Right, very wise ideas and thoughts. Thank you very much, Ravelin, and thank you for sharing this part of your life with us today. There's one more thing that I would like to discuss with you. Tell us how you decided to change a narrative that was built around you, which eventually led to your proudest accomplishment.
I grew up with anxiety, depression, as well as body image issues from the age from 4 to 16. Growing up, I was very insecure with myself because I based my worth based on people's comments about my weight. However, I realized that that did not make me happy as a person because I isolated myself from the things that I do and the things that I love. But I changed that narrative. And how I changed that narrative is I had the courage to speak up to someone about my mental health and realized that speaking up about my mental health is not a weakness, but a brave step for me to self-accept myself. And through that journey, I am now an empowered woman who is able to share my story to other people through my initiative called the Beneath You movement, where it's creating a safe space for people to learn that it's okay to not be okay, and that their feelings are valid, and that you are not alone. Because through our stories, it has power, and we have the power to share it to each other.
Wow, impressive. Thank you very much for sharing this personal experience with us today, Robin.
Thank you.
Julie Marie from Norway, let's discuss some of your life stories. As you already mentioned in your introduction, you are currently a fashion designer. But what you haven't mentioned is that you're a fashion designer for a menswear brand. So could you please tell us a little bit about the process of designing for men and how it differs from designing for women?
It's so funny when people ask me what I do, just like fashion design in general, because people have this idea that I sew clothes every day, but it's really a computer job. So even though I have my education in women's wear, I find menswear being so much fun, and it's really to connect and make your brain differently when you're designing from the opposite gender. So my workplace is a lot of computer works. We do have our fittings in our company, in our office, and we send samples back and forth. I'm so lucky that I'm able to manage it and work with people all over the world from completely different countries than Norway. So I'm so blessed to have such a diverse everyday.
Yeah, interesting. Thank you for sharing this. And well, let's continue about self-expression. We believe you use your hair as a form of self-expression, right? And that you have a fun fact or two fun facts about your hair for us. Please, could you tell a little bit more about that?
Yes, so I have always been so fond about self-expression. And then my hair has been a big part of that. I've had 7 different hair colors, and that's include bright pink and blue. And
Wow.
at one point, I've even had a buzz cut, which is almost completely bald, and I loved having that. It was by accident, actually, but I kept it for a year and a half, and it was so liberating to feel that being like forced to not have anything to hide behind. And it was also super interesting to see how you are perceived as a woman in Norway when you don't have hair. So it was such an interesting experience, and I really did love that, even though the growing out part is somewhat also exciting.
Yeah, thanks for sharing this, and and a very interesting story. Thank you, Julie Marie. Thank you, ladies, for sharing your stories. I think the way you handle your personal challenges can be a very good example for the young individuals who are watching us right now and who are living through the same experiences. You are the examples, and you are the role models for them. Thank you for it. And now it's time to discuss the situation in the modern day pageantry world, which is very debatable. Well, let's try. Tracy from Cayman Islands, let's discuss pageantry with you. If you had 30 to 40 seconds to tell someone who saw you with a crown and sash, but has never heard about the concept of pageantry, how would you explain the idea of pageantry to them?
I would firstly start by saying pageantry is a wonderful opportunity to build confidence, to build public speaking skills, and also a lot of networking. A lot of women enter pageantry with different goals. And I think that each of those can play into each other, especially in the field of pageantry. Having this opportunity to go on stage, speak your mind while being confident is so important to bring into your everyday life. So, to anyone being curious about pageantry and might not know, just know it's definitely experience of a lifetime and you'll come out a new person.
Very true. Thank you so much, Tracy, for your time today and taking part in this episode of Super Chat. And we're looking forward and we're very much excited to see you soon in Poland.
All right. Thank you so much for having me, Ivan. It's a lovely speaking to you.
Caroline, representing Democratic Republic of Congo, now it's time to discuss pageantry with you. So imagine there's somebody around you who has never heard about the concept of pageantry, and he or she sees you with a crown and a sash, but they know nothing about pageantry. So how would you explain the concept of pageantry to people like this?
Okay, so the way I will explain is that pageantry is not about beauty or stress is more for me. For example, Miss Supranational is a competition where women can be a voice, because for me, when you do pageantry, you are representing a country, so it's not just about you or me. It's me, I'm doing the pageant. No, it's like you are representing something bigger. You are going to the world, because Miss Supranational is a very big pageant, international pageant, and a lot of people are watching. So you are representing value, you are representing a country, the culture. So for me, I will explain that, yeah, maybe you see what you see in the surface is not what is inside. You have to deep down and understand. Pageantry is like, I'm a voice for example, for me, my cause is Goma. I want to defend women who have been raped. I want to defend children. I want to speak about against war, because in my country there is a lot of conflict. So I aim to be a voice for my people, not only to be here and doing some cute picture. Yeah, it's nice, of course. I love fashion, but for me, pageantry is something you go not only because of the the stress, everything. You go to be a voice. Yeah, you go to be a voice. So I will say to people who are asking, what is that, what is this sash, this crown? I will say, this crown is a voice. This crown is representing something
Wow.
bigger than me. This crown is representing my country. It's representing DRC. So I want to be a model, an example for younger generation, for young ladies who are dreaming to become one day like me. So for me, yeah, it means a lot. It's not just beauty. No, it's beyond beauty. For me, pageantry is way beyond beauty. It's a voice. You are a representative, an ambassador for your country. So it means a lot.
Thank you, Caroline. And truly is a great metaphor for pageantry. Yeah, one of the best I've heard. Crown is a voice.
Thank you.
I'll remember that.
It's a voice.
Thank you, Caroline, and see you soon in Poland.
Thank you.
Shanti from Curacao, let's discuss pageantry with you. Well, as far as we all know, unfortunately, there are many people out there nowadays who do not know anything about pageantry, or almost anything. So if you had 30, 40 seconds to tell someone who saw you with a crown and sash, but has never heard about the concept of pageantry, how would you explain it to them? What is pageantry?
I really love this question. You know why? I'm starting to laugh because at work, my manager, I had to ask him off, right, to prepare myself and to go to the pageant. And he was like, "Okay, but what is the key to go to a pageant? What is it actually?" And I had to explain and to get those days off. So for me, actually, pageantry is a way for not only me but women to get a place where they will be able to share their knowledge, not only their life experiences, but also what they learned on professionalism. I am an advocate for refugees, and I believe that in pageantry, I will get that platform to be the voice of the voices that are often unheard. And that's also actually the meaning of supranational, really going beyond those borders, really being able to share your passion globally. And a part of that, in that process, being able to grow as well, grow in yourself, being able to make connections, being able to communicate, being able to learn other cultures, and ending actually the pageant with amazing friendships and connections. And of course, the crown and the sash are beautiful, and I know that's the first that people see, but I believe that that crown and that sash aren't being supranational. Those are the symbols that clarifies what supranational is, and that's someone that is a leader, someone that can show empathy, and someone that is willing to grow while giving back. And actually, that are the core values of supranational, being aspirational and inspirational. And that's also the reason why I'm competing right now. So I believe that pageantry is a great way for growth, but also a balance between your own personal life and grow and giving back.
For sure. Thank you very much, Shanti, for sharing your ideas, and we're excited and looking forward to meeting you in Poland very soon.
Yes, thank you, Ivan. I can't wait to meet you and the other girls as well.
Valentina, Miss Supranational Ghana, let's discuss pageantry with you. If you had 30 or 40 seconds to tell someone who saw you with a crown and a sash, but has never heard about the concept of pageantry, how would you explain it to them? What is pageantry?
Pageantry to me means owning your world, owning everything that is around you, being kind, being gentle. It brings out your values and your whole perspectives as a human being. And I think pageantry is a good thing. I would advise whoever who doesn't know about pageantry to, even if they wouldn't want to be part of it, they should understand, calm down to understand what pageantry is about. I would explain to them that being a queen doesn't only come with the sash and the crown, it comes with a lot of responsibilities. And those responsibilities shouldn't be fake, they should come from your heart. I personally have the values of kindness. I have the values of resilience. So anyone that has a crown and a sash is believed to be a queen, and that person is supposed to be resilient. The person is supposed to be kind, loving, caring, and also be willing to give back to the society. So yes, this is what I would explain to somebody who doesn't have any idea about pageantry.
Thank you for your explanations and thank you for your ideas, and looking forward to meeting you soon in Poland. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you too.
And now it's time to discuss pageantry with Savannah from Namibia. So Savannah, if you had a short amount of time, say 30 or 40 seconds, to tell someone who saw you with a crown and sash, but has never heard about the concept of pageantry. So how would you explain your involvement in pageantry to people like this?
So this is actually something that I often face because in Namibia, pageantry isn't huge. So when I do explain to someone, I explain that there's purpose behind the crown. You are here to be a voice for the voiceless, and you're here to make sure that those who feel unseen feel valued. They feel like their opinions, their voices, they matter. That is your role. Your role is to be a servant to the people. Yes, you do photo shoots and you wear beautiful gowns, but that is 1% of what pageantry is. Pageantry is about being an ambassador. It's about making sure that you lead with your heart and you lead with kindness and you put your best foot forward. And as I say with Miss Supranational especially, it's about embodying resilience and being so confident in your voice, because you have to become a light for those who feel as though they are in the dark. They need to be able to see themselves in your journey.
Thank you. Great answer, Savannah. Very deep and profound. Thank you very much for sharing your life stories and your opinions and your ideas with our audience. And we're very excited to welcome you to Poland in June.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm excited to be there.
Thank you, Savannah, and see you soon. Rovlin, New Zealand. Let's discuss pageantry with you. Right. So imagine you have 30 or 40 seconds to tell someone who saw you with a crown and sash, but has never heard about the concept of pageantry. So how would you explain the concept of pageantry to those people?
Thank you for bringing that up, Ivan, because I've experienced that many times before. As pageantry is not considered to be a huge thing in New Zealand, but rather there is still a huge stigma about pageantry. But I like to say to people that pageantry is more than a crown and a sash, but it's rather than the value of someone's heart. It's a platform for us to not only showcase ourselves and know that pageantry is a step towards something greater, but it's also for us to be the spokesperson on issues that tend to be swept under the rug by society. Like myself, I like to talk about mental health, which is one of the biggest issues here in New Zealand. While I know some of the girls like to talk about child protections as well as women's reproductive health. These are the things that is important about pageantry and the concept of pageantry these days. It's not for us to showcase the beauty and diversity in women, regardless of our background, shapes, and where we come from in life and our careers, but rather it is for us to be the spokesperson and the leaders for tomorrow for us to succeed in society as women.
Great reply. Thank you very much, Rovlin. I'm excited to get to know you better here in Poland. So we're looking forward to the Miss Supranational 2025 experience and welcoming you in Małopolska. See you soon.
See you soon. Thank you.
Julie Marie, Miss Supranational Norway 2025. Let's discuss some pageantry with you. As we all know, unfortunately, there are many people out there nowadays who do not know much about pageantry. So if you had a short amount of time, say 30 or 40 seconds, to tell someone who saw you with a crown and a sash, but has never heard about the concept of pageantry, so how would you explain it to them, the very idea of pageantry?
The whole idea of pageantry to me is to showcase the diversity of culture and beauty all over the world. It's one of the most unique and most hardworking ladies who participate in such activities. And even though many people can find it as a superficial thing, it's quite the opposite. It's so empowering and it builds connections and make things happen for ladies all over the world.
Yeah, very true. Thank you for sharing these ideas with us, Julia Marie, and welcome to the Super Family. We're excited to meet you in Poland early June. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time and thank you for joining us in this Super Chat episode. Let's be calling it a day. Before we do, let me remind our audience that you are welcome and encouraged to vote for your favorite candidates in the Miss Supranational app. Check out the description box below this video and vote for your favorites. You can help them advance to the next round of the Miss Supranational 2025 experience. We would also appreciate if you subscribe to the Miss and Mr. Supranational official YouTube channel and follow us in our journey through the years to come. Thank you very much and see you soon in the next Super Chat episode.
Bye-bye.